Hey gang, Rick with Let's Level Up, and today we're going to be talking about a brand new RPG that I had the chance to alpha test and is currently in beta and available to download at rpgnow.com. Yikes, I almost messed that up. It's also available on the publisher's website, Storyweavergames.com. The game I'm talking about is an episodic RPG that actually pulls players out of a very mundane existence and puts them into extraordinary circumstances, and really is about how they handle that. The game itself is called Deniable, and it's again produced by Storyweaver Games, and it's one of the most fun RPGs I've ever had the chance to play. And what really sets this RPG out are a couple different factors. First, from a GM's perspective, or what they call the director in Deniable, you don't have to worry about spending a whole lot of time building your adventure or building the scenario out beforehand. There are very, very quick charts that you can reference, roll some dice, and gives you an idea of how to run an ideal Deniable game, which in itself is awesome. The second thing that really makes this good is the theme. It's set in England, right? And essentially it's about they're British heist movies or British heist television that really kind of encapsulates this theme, the spy versus spy type thing. So there's an organization at play here that's just picked the different characters out of their mundane lives and put them into, again, this extraordinary circumstance, whatever that may be. It may be something as simple as blackmailing another character that may be at the table, or blackmailing the relative to a character. Which leads me to point number 3. It's the whole relative system that they've developed. The general rule is that you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. So every character at the table is going to basically make themselves, and making a character, which may make, actually, point 2, scoot down a bit, making a character is an absolute breeze in this thing. It's very dice light. It's mainly very role-playing heavy, so you don't have to worry about a lot of different stats and attributes and stuff like that, or min-maxing skills and putting points in here and all of that. So if that's your traditional type of RPG, this game's not going to have that, but it's going to bring you a very, very solid role-playing experience. On to my original point number 3, it's the family system. So you randomly generate a family member that your character is involved with. Maybe it's an ex-wife, maybe it's an affair that your character's having with a married person. Maybe it's a son or a daughter or just a dog or a grandpa who may be sick. You get to flesh that out, and essentially you assign that relative to somebody at the table to play. And then hilarity ensues, right? So the game opens up traditionally like you would expect a television show. After you have your characters, you'll have generally some sort of set of scenes that'll set up both the plot and introduce the characters to the audience, which again is a fictional audience, but to the different people on Earth. So it allows you a chance to, people at the table, and it allows you a chance to kind of stretch your role-playing legs a bit and really flesh out your character and get an idea for him or her. It plays a bit like Fiasco, but with a set, with I think a more the theme's a bit different. Again, based in UK, and to me, I felt it was a funner gaming experience than my Fiasco experience has been, which it wasn't. It was not that good, and kind of implies to the name. I'd like to be able to try it again. That's a different conversation, though. So this game's going to play out in different scenes, and there are quite a few different scenes available to you. There's a montage scene, there's a training scene, there are setup scenes, there are action scenes, there are all these different scenes that the director is going to put together and call a character to basically come in and act in, or a group of characters. Now, sometimes the people at the table may not know each other at all, and their only interaction in a specific session is going to be based on that family interaction. Again, it works out just absolutely beautifully. It is really a lot of fun. When we played it, every guy at the table was just red in the face. We were laughing so hard. I had guys that aren't used to role-playing come and try it, and they too just kind of fell in love with the general premise and the abilities to be able to kind of absorb yourself into this character. Now, to give you a basic rundown of what happened in our sample scenario, which again was all randomly generated, we had a couple in the party of two guys that were in love with a already married woman. Now, they didn't know that the married woman they were already in love with was the same woman. So not only they're in a weird love square, not even a triangle, there was a young boy, and then there was a man who worked at a toilet seat factory. And again, you have very mundane jobs in this game. You're supposed to be just an ordinary guy or gal, and have, and again, thrust into this crazy situation. So essentially, they get paid. I think it was the equivalent of 10,000 American dollars to essentially blackmail or get rid of this insurance adjuster who is looking into something that this organization wants to keep a secret. Now, the details of that never actually came out in the game, and it made it that much more fun. It turns out that the man that they were chasing after and trying to blackmail was the man that was married to this woman that they're in love with. Which, I mean, it was just such a great time, and it ended just so anticlimactically that everybody just laughed about it. It was a big scene. They were supposed to hurt this guy, and then one of them just ended up getting punched in the face and falling down and arbitrarily knocking himself into this man, who ended up falling and hurting himself. So it all kind of played out into their favor, and it led to the wrap-up scene. Every scene at the end of a game of Deniable ends with group therapy, and group therapy is has a couple different premises, right? For the campaign side of things, or for the season, as you'd like to call it, if we're putting together episodes of a TV series, each end of every episode is going to allow the characters to meet one another physically in this group therapy session. They're going to talk about the problems in their lives. They're going to talk about the problems with work. They're going to talk about this strange circumstance they're getting into. The therapy leader is actually one of the organization's henchmen, or one of the organization's characters. So not only is the organization keeping tabs on them, but it's allowing the other characters to kind of feel, wait, if I'm here because the organization wants me to be here, why are these other people here? So if you're playing a game where the characters aren't involved with each other at all, you can get a very cool spy versus spy PvP scenario going on, which is a tremendous amount of fun to roleplay. Again, Deniable right now is available for you to download at rpgnow.com. I highly recommend you check out it because Storyweaver makes excellent RPGs, and every one that I've got the chance to play, I've absolutely fallen in love with. Rapture has become one of my favorite RPGs, which is we actually had the chance to review quite a few months ago, which is available on the channel if you'd like to look at it. But Deniable is a lot of fun. Again, guys, I highly recommend you check it out if you're a fan of RPGs. It's just so much fun, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and most importantly, game on.